okay, I know everybody wants me to talk about the scene with Favreau going in, saving Azazel and Kaiser, and then also the scene with Bacchus being a badass. But before I get into that, I want to tackle something that many might not have realized and clicked in their head when they were watching this episode. Because upon my second watch is when I actually truly realized it, because I was just so fascinated by everything else that was going on. Nina has Mugro's clothes on. Now think about that. Put point A and point B together. That means Mugro stripped Nina naked while she was asleep. Put on her clothes, and then put clothes on her. This boy Mugro, man, he knows. He knows how to be stealthy as fuck, doesn't he? Like, holy shit. He managed to strip Nina. And then he went naked too to change. Put his clothes on her. Like, boy. Like, Mugro, man, he making them plays for Nina. Like, he making them plays. But okay, jokes aside though, let's talk about my boy Bacchus first. Because the Favreau and Kaiser scene, that's straight hype. But I want to talk about Bacchus. So Bacchus, I love his character. I've always loved his character, and as I've been saying in this, new season, I want more of his character. I want him to develop. I want the man to have more spotlight. I just want to see more Bacchus, because I love the God of Wine. Just the God of Wine, in terms of just his backstory, mythology, and all that, I've always loved Bacchus. And so seeing Bacchus, just acting like, like, holy shit, I'm in deep trouble, but at the same time, a little bit more characterization was given to him about his, previous love life, to also why he was exiled, and then him escaping on his hippogriff and all that. I just love Bacchus in this episode, because he saved the day. He was like the MVP. Besides Favreau, he was the MVP on the side where, Nina and all of them are at right now, because he called in his hippogriff to come save them. He's like, jump on in, as he's diving straight down like a fucking badass through the lightning clouds and stuff. And then, yeah, Mugro just glide inside and all that. Like, yo, that was badass. I love my boy Bacchus. And just seeing him do something like that, and he's like, you know what, let's go. And then, they have to once again leave, the God's place, heaven, in a bad way. So, once again, Bacchus, falling from grace and going to where, the normal human world is. Speaking of which, I want to talk about something. I like Bacchus as a character even more now after what he said. One of the big reasons why he didn't want to stay up there in heaven is because he didn't want to be pampered. He didn't want to be worshipped by humans. That's really cool. I like that, because one of the big things about what we've seen from the angels or the gods is that there's a very big arrogance within them. They're very arrogant, and they believe that they're on top. They believe they're better than everyone. You can see how they've treated demons in the past and how they view, humanity. They want humanity to worship them, go on the proper path of worshiping them. And so the angels and the gods, they're kind of a bit of dicks. They're dicks, okay? That's the best summary you could kind of give them. And Bacchus, he didn't really like that. He didn't like, having people worship him. He didn't like how people bowed down before him. He just wanted to be a chillax dude just sitting back, drinking his wine. That's what he wanted. And so we get a little bit more details on him. That wasn't probably the full story, but that's definitely part of it. And so I want more details on that, but I do like some of the characterization Bacchus got in this episode. Now moving over into the Favreau sequence with Kaiser and Azazel, that scene was straight fabulous, because the old OG crew is back together. Favreau, Kaiser, they're together with Rita as well, and then you have Rocky come in and help out Kaiser. That was just a fucking awesome scene. And the action as well, even though I don't always focus on the action that scene looked really great, seeing Azazel and Kaiser just fighting all that. They're, reflecting each other's sword as they're fighting in the Coliseum. Badass action, and it really got me hyped. And I love the background music as well, especially when Favreau came in, when he threw the smoke bombs and stuff. That OST that started playing, like, oh my god, like, that was a good song. Fucking good song. Fucking good song. Just seeing my boy Favreau going in. Like, oh my god, I love Favreau, and just seeing that man do that, that was great. That was super fucking great. So, yeah. Favreau, he saves the day. Like normal, usually he does some crazy things. He comes in like a bit of a badass, throws his, smoke bombs, or actually he throws Rocky first, and then after, Azazel and, Kaiser fight for a bit, eventually he comes in, throws some smoke bombs, kind of blinds everybody, shoots people with smoke bombs with his crossbow, and he gets the fuck out of there. I just love that. And also what that sequence lets us know is that Azazel is joining our main OG group. He actually seems like he's going to be helping out, you know, Rita, you know, Favreau, and Kaiser. He's going to be chilling with them a while. Even though he's probably not best friends with them and going to work completely well with them, he's still going to be hanging out with them for a little bit. Most likely, I can see the destination of this trio probably going to Lucifer. I can see that. I can definitely see Azazel taking them to Lucifer to probably talk about whatever, you know, the king has been doing and what he has been building under the capital and all that. I can definitely see that being like the next direction of the plot. Them going on the run to get over there. Now, speaking of the king, though, while they were escaping and all that and you had chaos going on, there was something very noticeable about the king. The king smiled, or a smirk, so to say. He didn't, like, have a full-on, like, blown smile, but it was like a smirk, like he was amused or happy in a way, and I was like, huh, like, that's very interesting. That must kind of explain a little bit more about his character, but it also complicates his character, too, because you're wondering, like, why would he smirk when he's the reason why Kaiser's had to do this in the first place, or why he's going so far to do something like this, or Favreau. Like, Kaiser's technically an innocent man. And what, you know, the king is doing, he's killing an innocent man for just believing in the right thing. And for him to smirk like that, it's kind of like he expected it, but he let them go through with it. He could have probably have stopped it if he planned against it, but he didn't at all. So, that's very interesting. I feel like the king, the way he set that up, he put on a show for everyone to make it look like he was trying to get rid of Kaiser and all of that, but in reality, he let them go for something else, a greater purpose or whatever that maybe we'll find out in the future. Now, besides all of that, though, there is something I do want to mention that was displayed at the end of this episode. We know now that there is going to be apparently some form of, like, reveal to the title, because next episode is titled Virgin Soul. FYI, the series name is Shingeki no Bahamut Virgin Soul. So we're probably going to finally get to find out the meaning behind Virgin Soul, why the series title is like that. Now, I don't know if it's going to be wrapped around, like, you know, Nina, and maybe her connection possibly to Bahamut, or maybe it'll, you know, explain more about the king. I have no idea, but with the title being called Virgin Soul for next week's episode, it's probably going to be one of the most important episodes of Season 2. So I am excited for that, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do, Studio Mappa is going to do for the next episode. But let me know your thoughts. How do you all feel about the recent episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? How do you feel about, you know, the team being back together? How do you feel about Nina making her great escape with Bacchus and Muguro? Please be honest in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.